Alright, I know lighting's bad at night, but most of the time that I get to do all this stuff is at night. So, a lot of these extra pieces are gray. I'm going to keep them on the ground, out of the camera. Probably can't see it in the camera view. I'm going to start cutting the base. This is just a flat white primer. Anything that is gloss white, what you want to do is gloss colored, find the color at flat color and then put a clear coat over the top of it. Find a primer, it's the best because you can keep sanding these down. Alright. So we're going to put several coats on here. We're just going to start just a light coat. So yeah, I'm going to take these when they dry, go in, and because it's flat, it'll tell me when it's dry. Take it in, 320 grit sandpaper, sand it down lightly. Then I'll come back out and put another coat on it, 320, sand it down lightly. But basically, when I'm done is, the last time I take it in with 320 grit and sand it down lightly, you get done and it's still a good white all the way around evenly. No piece, you can't see any plastic showing or anything like that. That's when I'll know it's done. It usually takes just 3 coats, 3 decent coats. But I'm gonna have to do the finished coat anyways in the daytime because I've already had 3 bugs on this one land. I just did the final coat of white on the top part of the helmet. This is basically white, that's just going to need clear. This helmet has a gray emblem that goes there and black around that edge there. And then the stripes right there are gray. But that's all going to be done with a gray color and an airbrush. But we've got these little pieces that I could do with an airbrush, but why not just make it easy? We're just going to use this filler primer. That one and that one go on the outside, so I'm really not worried about what these look like. In fact, I could leave them that color if I wanted to because they're just going on the inside. But this one, that one, and those two need to be gray. The chin piece is down under here. I think that's looking pretty good. So, I'm just gonna shake this up. Hey, touch-ups we can do with the airbrush too. But I guess this will have black stripes on this side. Bugs trying to land on it. But this will be sprayed with a couple coats of clear coat. And the clear coat will be sanded because you can still see that the white still needs to be sanded in places. Little pro tip, you get a good white covering you think is really good, and even if you have a few dips you can start putting clear on the top and sanding the clear coat down. And what the clear coat's going to do, the flat white, it's going to make it look like you sprayed it with gloss white, and it's going to look like you're sanding down the gloss white. Really, you're just sanding down the gloss clear coat that's over the top of it, and you can smooth it out and make it look pretty good. So once I get like the covering that I really like, then I start using clear coat after that. But these in here, these spots inside here, are gonna be taped off airbrushed black, and they got the stripes on the back, airbrushed black. A design that's gonna go right here, that needs to be airbrushed gray. Then all around here needs to be airbrushed black. And then these need to be gray, airbrushed gray. So I think this is about the last of the spray paint. Probably go in and do a finished clear coat over the rest of all this when it gets dry. But that's basically the main base paint. The rest of it's just going to be airbrushed. Alright, so I kind of made a makeshift. This has a little emblem on the side, and I'm starting on this a little early because I'm not really ready for detail work yet, but I want to make sure I start on this early because I'm not going to be able to do a very good job. I actually ordered the sticker so I could just stick it on, but I want to see how good I can do myself. I put some of this blue tape down and I'll show you pictures. Then I kind of just freehand drew it out, the symbol, and then for a straight edge I put some of this green tape in just for an extra straight edge. And now I just built this kind of what I do with an airbrush. I build this little protective boat thing, and all I'm going to do is spray directly on. I'm hoping I don't get anything anywhere, but I've got to resand all this stuff down anyways, so this is a perfect time to do it because there's a few spots on here, like you can see right there, that needs to be sanded flat. So I want to go ahead and give this a shot, at least get it in here, because white doesn't cover color very good. So I can always go back and fix this, and there will be a little bit of this left, and I think I may hand paint it until the sticker comes in, because I have a good white acrylic that matches with this perfectly. So I've got so many options in the air, I figured I'd just do this, kind of see how I do, get a little bit of practice using tape for the most part, and then probably won't use it. Probably won't be the final one. I'm either going to use a sticker or else I'm going to use this in order to freehand something better later. So you got to kind of get in here and... Alright. So that's that. I'm going to just let that dry and then I'm going to peel it off. Kind of see how she looks. It'll at least give me kind of a point of reference, a size reference. So right here, my cameras had died, and so I came in and kind of just took pictures as I went and didn't really have to, because I only had time to do this and not time to charge my batteries. So I went in here and I just taped through. You guys can see these pictures of taping. This I hand painted. The top part I hand painted gray. It's easy because it's an indention down, so you just stay within the indention. Then I taped this nose part up here. You could see from the beginning how I painted it from the thin ones to the thicker ones, and then I put some napkins on the side, and then I actually spray painted that one because my airbrush was messed up. So that's why I was hand painting that one section, and then I airbrushed this section, or I didn't airbrush, and then I spray painted this section here. Peeled it off, looks great. These are the little pieces that you seen me spray paint earlier here. After I got this front done, I decided to go ahead and put some of these pieces on, and I'm using gel super glue right here. It's my favorite thing to use, is gel super glue. It just seems like there's more to it. And then put the gel super glue in here. You can build up gel super glue because it's not so runny, and that actually fit in just perfectly, just perfectly. I had to squeeze the top part, but it fit in really good. It's the top grill part. Just fit the grill right in here, and it, from earlier, the face was kind of off a little bit, so I had to really push this in here to get this in. So it didn't fit perfectly, but it fit in good enough. There's a shot from the back there, but it was pretty good, and now it looks beautiful. I think it just looks so much better with all that front detail and stuff on there. I mean, it's been white this entire time, and just the visor, then all the pieces of grommets and stuff just been set aside. But it looks really good like this. And this is I actually went back over this with a high gloss clear coat over the front, about 2 layers. So now we're doing the back, and I'm doing the back exactly like I did the other Stormtrooper helmet. Remember the giveaway for the Jungle Stormtrooper, or the Clone Trooper? Did it exactly the same. I used the tape lines to measure and make my own lines and stuff, and then I just taped over with thicker tape covered the whole helmet in a gigantic bag and then spray painted. And there it is, it looks great. And then I put those two back pieces on there. So let's get back into the video now. Alright, so I'm putting these together, and I'm doing it a bit early, so it might not go together all the way right now because I still got some other stuff to do. I just want to see how this goes. You guys can see how I got that flush right there, and then this will go in a specific way. It won't go in flush, but you can see that each actually has an angle. So it actually has to go in a very specific way in order to give you that flush. So the best way to do it, I think, is to put this one in from the inside first. I was going to use this on the outside, and I like this part of this one better. And I think you could probably go either way, but I'll probably smooth that out just a little bit more or something. Actually, no, I kind of like it that it's dinged up. Looks a little dinged up. I kind of dig the look of it. I don't know. I'll decide later. I was going to put this one on the inside and this one on the outside, but I think it's just better to put this one through and then use super glue, you know, on the end here, and then around the edge here, because there's a little, you can see there's a little seat in here, so you can actually super glue the end of here and around the edge there, and then put that in, and that should set. But it's not going to set on the inside here. Just going to connect those two pieces together. It should still be movable. So I think that's what I'm going to do. That was the only thing that I was confused about this whole deal, was how these two pieces went together on the inside. And I would do this on camera for you, but I can't. And that's basically how they go. I don't have a camera stand on me right now, so well, we can see what we can do, because this is going to be, if you build this, like the hardest thing on here. So you got to kind of lift. Yeah, see ya. I need two hands because this needs to be lifted up, and then this set in from the back side. So I'm gonna have to do that separately. There we go. The problem I was having was there's so much paint in here, because this is set perfectly. All these pieces and the back pieces, all these pieces are set perfectly for you to 3D print the helmet and put it together. So any extra that the paint does, any extra like centimeters or millimeters or anything that the paint adds on, it doesn't, you know, give you that room or space. You kind of have to start forcing things, but that's how that goes. And then that, I got that flush. I basically just pushed it in and kept turning it until I got it flush, and that's just gonna stick it in. You can see that I can just turn this until it's flush. There it is. So, alright, I'm going to put that together, and then we'll have this all put together to do a good solid clear coat on it. And then we'll put the visor in, and then all we've got is to put the mesh behind here and behind the vents in the back. type of clear that I like to use. It's crystal clear, super glossy. It's acrylic, but it does a lot better if you have. A lot of times when you're touching the helmet, you touch it with your fingers, and you get the oils from your fingers on the helmet. You don't realize it. Give it a wipe down or something like that before you clear coat it. You give it a wipe down before you clear coat it. You didn't get all of it off, and then it starts doing that spider webby thing. There's also other reasons why that can happen, but that's the main reason. And since this is acrylic, it reacts differently. Now sometimes that still happens. I still have had that happen with this, but not nearly as much. One of the cool things about Clearcoat is, yeah, that does happen sometimes. Once it dries, you just got to sand it down a little bit and add some more on top of it. Eventually you get a smooth clear coat over the top, and you can see that. Just gonna let that dry. This is the very last part. We're doing the visor, so you just stick in a piece of paper and trace around the outer edge till you get a little template right there. I'm just going to walk you through this because it's a whole lot easier. And then I do like not even an inch around the outside of the original template, so it gives you a little bit more room to work with. Now we're just cutting it out with some scissors till you get an exact template. That's how you get the template for your visor. It's that easy. And then I just fit it back in just to make sure that it fits perfectly in case I need to add a little bit more and make another template or something. That's me just fitting that in there. So that's going to tell me exactly how the visor goes in there. I'm using one of these poster frames because they're this really nice thin plastic that you can just kind of scar and pop out. They're really cool. Just trace the template and then use one of these X-Acto knives. And then you just kind of, you press hard, but you don't have to press too hard. All you're doing is scoring it, so you're going like a quarter of the way in, and then you can just pop out the final plastic piece like that. And then that's fitting in the final plastic piece. It's super easy. Then I go in, and that's the tint there. I'll tell you in the review the tint color if that's something that you guys want to know. You just put it on with soap and water and a credit card, and you kind of just smooth it all out. And then I put it in with hot glue. Hot glue holds it in. This Gorilla hot glue, not regular hobby hot glue, but Gorilla hot glue holds it in so much better than regular hot glue. And these are just kind of pictures of it by itself. Then a final picture of me in the bathroom. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure that you go over and check out the helmet review. I actually, every time that I do one of these cosplays, I go and I do an exact helmet review of the STL file from Thingiverse or wherever I got it from. And it's a whole lot of fun, and I talk about other things that I might not have covered in this, like for example the strap, putting the strap in. I'm going to be talking about that in the review because I don't think it benefits this video per se. So if you guys want to go check that out, go ahead and go over to the review channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that post notification button so you're notified when I put out new videos. I really appreciate everybody coming over here. We'll see you guys later. Y'all have a good one. Bye.